What's going on, guys? It's Lark here. Today we're going to be talking about Elastic, or XEL as the currency goes by. We're going to be talking about what Elastic does and, what its competition looks like and what's been happening with Elastic recently, if anything. And of course, just a quick, idea of what Elastic is. Elastic is basically the other decentralized supercomputer. Of course, we all know its much more famous cousin, Golem, but we are going to be having a look at Elastic today and thinking, is it the better project or not, and what is going on with Elastic these days. So, quick shout out, as always, to everyone who is hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel down below, guys. I absolutely love everyone's support. You guys keep supporting me, and I'll keep making awesome videos for you guys. So, and a quick disclaimer as well, this is not professional financial advice. This is just one dude and his passion for cryptocurrencies on the internet. Let's get into it, guys. Elastic is basically very similar to Golem in a lot of ways. We're going to talk about the nuances a bit later in the video. But essentially, what Elastic does is let you rent out your unused computational power on your computer so that other people can collate it all together and use it to do more advanced computations. It has a lot of cases, for example, in like digital rendering and things like this. I remember seeing something, it was like how many hours it takes to do like one frame in like a Pixar film. It's crazy, so this is actually useful tech, and this is actually something that will be used in the future. Whether Elastic is going to be that solution or not, well, that's a different question. Now, Elastic uses its own programming language, which I see as automatically problematic. I think they would have much more adaptability if they were using more commonly used programming language instead of their own programming language. That's what they've decided to do. So that's okay. People simply have to learn it. People learn all kinds of programming languages, but nevertheless, that is a potential disadvantage that I can see here. So let's have a look at the white paper. Now, the white paper, it's a pretty good white paper. There's a lot of technical details in here, which is good and lets me know that, yeah, these guys know what they're talking about. But they straight away tell you on the website, this is outdated and it will be revised. When is it going to be revised? Who knows? And it misses a lot of the key things, like, for example, like a roadmap. Right? Like, where are you guys going? What are you guys going to do? They don't really talk about that very much at all. If you look over here on Twitter, they do post once in a while, but they don't really have a lot going on at the moment. They've got a Telegram group. Awesome. That's really exciting, guys. Over here on Reddit, most people are basically just posting anything they can, but it's really not very much going on. I mean, 3 days ago, 8 days ago, it's pretty quiet Reddit as well. Most of it's just this kind of stuff, people speculating about when the price is going to explode for Elastic. Interesting. Over here on GitHub, they do post some updates once in a while. Basically, they got their miner and their wallet going, but we're really waiting to see the launch. To see the up and working and running Elastic decentralized supercomputer as it should be, and you working to its full capacity, and we don't really have that yet. Now, if you look over here, roadmap to be announced. Now, that is not necessarily a bad thing. This is a project run by a few dudes, Evil Knievel and Coral Reefer over here. Who knows who the heck these guys are? But these are the guys who are primarily in charge of, developing this and contributing to this. And look, it is an under-professional project, but that doesn't mean it's a bad project. They certainly, I think, they seem to have the technical know-how, but again, since these aren't necessarily public faces, you don't really know who they are or, what kind of funding are they going to be able to get and all these different things. Are they simply relying on, the tokens that were issued out? So there's a lot of unanswered questions, not only from the white paper, but also from the roadmap. to be announced. Well, okay, I understand you don't want to, set unrealistic deadlines. Maybe these are just some dudes who have jobs and this isn't their full-time thing, and they just work on Elastic at the weekends, But if you're going to have a decentralized supercomputer that's more importantly going to take on somebody like Golem, who has a whole team of professionals working on it, around the clock, you got to really step up your game here, guys. That is definitely something that you do need to keep in mind before you run off and invest in this, is that, it hasn't really taken off yet. Now, that being said, it is a good project. When they do come out with their full version, which they haven't come out with yet, which means that it still has a really good potential as an investment platform. If you want to invest now and they do come out with their full version and it does become fully functional, well, that's going to be great. But that's not really here yet. So that is something you do need to keep in mind here, guys. We've got sort of community-driven devs that haven't really been doing a whole lot recently. We are waiting for those big announcements from them to say, hey, this is what's going to happen. But because of that, again, it is going to be something that if you did want to invest in now would be not a bad time. Now, they do go to good lengths to actually say why their product is better than the competitors. So they talk about why it is better than Gridcoin, for example. So Gridcoin apparently relies on a third-party service, so it makes them more vulnerable. Gridcoin, of course, down here at number 174, just a $12 million market cap for the old Gridcoin there. So they're doing much better than Gridcoin at the moment. However, what we really need to be comparing Elastic to is Golem, because when it comes down to it, that's the real competition. So they say that Golem doesn't really constitute a decentralized computer. And that is due to the verification process not being verified for correctness. They criticize that there's the potential for malicious requesters to claim that the work was not carried out correctly, for fund chargebacks to be carried out. Interesting. And of course, the problem with reputations, for example, on Golem is that those things need to be developed over time. And of course will favor people with big reputations and make it harder for new people to get in. So, are those serious factors, and are those things that Golem is probably addressing? I would imagine so. But nevertheless, they are claiming to be the better product. But again, we have to actually see this product, see it being used. And the thing is Golem is doing when these guys aren't quite doing at the moment. So that is something to keep in mind. Obviously, Golem has a $250 million market cap to Elastic's $36 million market cap. And of course, even, Golem's website is far superior. And really, they just give you a much better layout of what's going to be going on, what's happening with Golem, what the tech is, what the features are. They really get across and say, hey, this is us, this is our product. And that is definitely something to be appreciated when it comes to the Golem. And, they say, here's our team, these are the guys who are working on it. So I think Golem is some serious competition for Elastic. Are there criticisms of Golem unfounded? No. And those are things that, certainly would have to be addressed with Golem. But I can only imagine that with this big professional team of people that they will be working on solutions for these different problems. So, interesting. Is there space in the crypto sphere, though, for two decentralized supercomputers? Well, of course there is. Of course there is, guys. That is the reality of the situation. If we saw Elastic ever get their crap together and, release everything and be a fully functioning decentralized supercomputer, well, if we were to see a similar market cap to Golem, for example, remember, $250 million market cap here, guys. If we were to see a similar market cap, wow, that would be some amazing growth for anybody holding Elastic. And you can see over time, we had some pretty big excitement from Elastic right around the release here. Got all the way up to $1.20, but it's been pretty much chilling since then. It's been up, it's been down a little bit. But basically, we haven't seen a massive straying one way or the other from about the 10,000 Satoshi mark, guys. So that is, it has remained fairly stable over all this time. And yeah, the market cap and the dollar value have moved up and down a little bit depending on the price of Bitcoin, but it's stayed kind of around the 10,000 mark with Satoshis, especially over about, the past few months here. So something to keep an eye on. They do have a lot of potential, Elastic. I would just like to see a little more professionalism from the dev team. I'd like to see, more communication, a little more happening. But maybe that's all coming. Maybe that's all in the plan, in the works. We just don't know because they don't really have a roadmap. So currently, Golem is the better competition, but Elastic would probably give you some better speculative earnings if they can pull off what they want to pull off. So, and of course, if you do want to go and pick up some Elastic, guys, rock over to Bittrex. They are selling it. So you can pop over there and pick some up if you want to. It's currently back down around the 10,000 mark. And if, it's been up actually quite high in the past few days, even around the 15,000 Satoshi mark. So it's all the way back down to 10,000. Pretty good buy at the moment. If you did want to get in and buy some Elastic, look to get it under 10,000 Satoshis. That would be, overall, considering its history, a pretty good price to pick it up at, under 10,000 Satoshis. So, guys, I want to know from you. Do you have some information about Elastic that I haven't been able to find on the internet somewhere? Or is, something imminently coming that they're not talking about? But rumors. Guys, I want to know about it down in the comment section below. What do you think? Is Elastic actually a better project than Golem? Will it be more successful than Golem in the long run? I want to know what you guys think. Hit me up in the comment section down below, okay? Anyway, guys, that is all from the Crypto Lark. Long live the blockchain. And peace out till next time.